It's alright, like, overrated as fuck in my opinion. I mean...
Hey y'all, Wolfie here, and y'all already know what we're doing today. So far, we've been looking into RWBY and Weiss, but today, we'll be making a new outfit for Blake Belladonna from RWBY and ranking her previous main designs. Nothing much to add here, so all that being said, let's get into it.
It's because they're a bunch of liars, thieves, and murderers!
Well, maybe we were just tired of being pushed around.
Okay, so admittedly, this is the best one. It's a great combination of ninja and French design elements. The bow is super cute and does a pretty good job at hinting at the fact that she's a cat faunus without immediately telling us. I get that we don't have it now, like she doesn't want to hide that she's a faunus anymore. That just makes sense on a story level. The clever use of blacks and whites prevent her body from getting lost in her long black hair, and it helps break up her design so that it doesn't feel boring. But the whites aren't too overpowering to the point where we question what color she represents. And her tights fading into purple gives us some extra visual interest in her design without being too out there. Not to mention those bright yellow eyes of hers that actually tie her into Yang's design. Overall, it's a pretty solid design, and it's the only one that I outright love. A tier.
Won't be needing this.
Okay, so this one is actually pretty nice.
Stop the cap.
My opinion on it softened since the last time I made one of these videos, but it never really changed. Most of the black in her design is getting covered up by this big old white coat, and it throws off the color hierarchy, because now it's hard to tell which is her main color. I'm still really not a fan of this coat, but looking back, I actually think it could have worked, but they messed it up still. I know that it's for a narrative reason and it's not the end of the world to have her in it, but we got the coat way too early, and I have two main reasons for thinking this. Number one, she's on a tropical island. If she wore this thing in real life, she'd be sweating her furry ass off in this thing. Number two, narratively, I think it would fit a lot better if she only started wearing it when they got up to Mistral to stop Adam. It would have helped show that she's not going to keep running away and fearfully hide in the shadows anymore. That would have actually furthered her character development. Overall, I still can't stand the coat, but now I'm even more upset because Rooster Teeth could have actually made it make sense, but they chose not to. I guess I should also kind of mention Volume 6 when her coat gets ripped. Honestly, it's a superior design in my opinion. It uses none of the original design elements aside from being sleeveless, but at least it was still appealing to look at and it made it clear what her color was. If I were using this look as reference for my ranking, it'd be higher, but unfortunately we only get it for a couple of episodes. C tier.
Another thing I don't want to do ever again.
Okay, that's enough. It's time to rip her a new one.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Alright, I was guilty of shitting on her hair at first, but even though it still looks bad, it's the only hair change that genuinely makes sense on the team. I like that she cut her hair for a story reason. She did it after she officially stopped Adam. In many cultures, you might cut your hair after you go through a big change in your life or a breakup, which makes sense for her. Even though it looks like ass. The white coat isn't actually as bad here as Volume 4, since it doesn't cover all the black in the design, but the unzipped leather sleeves with the belt buckles makes zero sense, especially in the coldest part of Remnant. Is she cold or not? Pick one. Not to mention the fact that her clothes make no sense with how the zippers work, or even the fact that her shoes are connected to the catsuit. To be honest, the only thing keeping this design from falling into an F tier is the fact that I can respect the haircut as a concept. D tier.
What?
As y'all can see, Blake had a more steady descent than Weiss did on this tier list. Maybe it's because I haven't been a fan of Blake's design since Volume 1. Maybe because I haven't liked Blake's character since Volume 3. I don't know. Overall, her designs were just okay to me. But anyways, on to the design. So the last time that I tackled a Blake design, I accidentally made a mistake that I was strongly against at the time. Look, y'all can't tell me that's not the same woman. So for this new design, I just wanted to do anything that made her feel tactical and stealthy, but also keep her from looking like her mom. So for starters, I stuck with the haircut that she went with in Volume 7, but I did try to style it in a way that actually looks nice and not whatever the fuck this is.
Is it bad? No, it's good. Great even.
Bitch, is you blind?
For this design, it was really important that I kept her in as much black as possible, since her canon designs became more white and purple than anything over the years. I get how the white coat could have worked as a way to show that she wants to be seen instead of hidden, but an idea that I find a bit more interesting is that she could learn to embrace both her dark past as basically a furry terrorist, as well as the more positive things that she has now, like her team. I wanted to keep a good balance of blacks and whites in her design to showcase that she doesn't have to keep running from her past or potential future. By giving her a mostly black design with pops of white, I tried to keep a mysterious vibe for her, but also show that she's not running away from conflict anymore. That aside, I wanted her to have a pretty simple design that would be good for the hot climate of Vacuo. I decided to give her a white hood to shield her face from the sun. Also, fun little detail, I didn't actually draw this out, but her hood actually has holes that her ears can stick out of since she probably never wants to hide the fact that she's a faunus again. Then I gave her some gold and yellow accents to match her eyes and give her some of Yang's main color. Gotta keep that bumblebee wrap somewhere, right?
Even though this is one of the least developed canonized ships I've ever seen in my life. Right next to Ren Nora.
I also admittedly gave her a slight purple gradient on her legs so that the rest of her legs would stand out against her black coattails. Also, I know like she kind of fights like a ninja, but she doesn't exactly dress like a ninja, but I did want to give her like these Naruto inspired boots because I'm just like, I see them all the time on cosplayers and I'm just like, yo, come on, I had to do it. I also decided to make her coattails attached to the belt with a little bag that maybe some bullets go in or something, I don't know, maybe her scroll, whatever. Overall, I just really enjoyed making this design. It was super fun to make. Unfortunately, not a whole lot to talk about Blake here, but either way, I still had a lot of fun. And that was my Vacuo design for Blake. I didn't have too much to say about this one since it was so simple, but I think it works well that way. Also, we're almost done with this project. I can't wait to show you guys my design for Yang next week. But that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it or at least thought it was interesting. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and slap that little gray bell so that you get all the newest notifications. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!